Welcome to Mindful Leadership, Transforming Lives, with your host, Singh. This is where leadership meets purpose, presence, and passion. In today's fast-paced, high-pressure world, we face a leadership crisis. Too often, teams are led by managers who lack empathy, clarity, and vision, leaving individuals uninspired, disconnected, and undervalued. But it doesn't have to be this way. Great leadership isn't born, it's built. The end game: empower your leadership, inspire the world. Every week, join me, your host Singh, as we tackle the gaps in leadership and life coaching head on, learning how mindfulness, emotional intelligence, and compassion can redefine success. This isn't just another podcast, it's a mission to fill the void left by ineffective leadership. And it's not just about leadership in business. Life coaching for leaders and new executives is at heart of this journey. Ready to rise above the noise and lead with clarity, purpose, and impact? Join a global movement dedicated to reshaping the future of leadership one mindful moment at a time. Let's begin.
Welcome back to another episode of Mindful Leadership Transforming Lives on the Transformation Network. I'm your host, Singh. On this journey to help you better look at your leadership styles, and really become mindful. Not to go and twist and turn your body in 200 ways or go to Himalayas over the weekend, just to become present in the moment as you tackle leadership. All right, let's start today with a scene for you. It's Monday morning. You have got just enough caffeine in your system to feel alive, but not enough to feel invisible yet. You are ready to crush the week. You have prepped perfect pitch, slides flawless, talking points logged, confidence sky high, and then, bam, your Wi Fi drops. Suddenly, it is not your internet that is unstable, it's your entire sense of calm. Well, the Zen master in your head, oh, he's gone, left the building, and took his meditation app and inner peace with him. And now, panic shows up like an uninvited guest at Thanksgiving dinner, bringing chaos, doubt, and that little voice saying everything is falling apart. Sound familiar? Yeah, we all have been there. That moment when everything goes sideways and you're left standing at crossroads of react or lead. And let's be real. Most people, they react, they blame the tech, they spiral into frustration. But leaders, real leaders, they don't take the bait. They pause, they reset, and they guide the ship back to steady waters. Not because it is easy, but because it is necessary. And that is exactly what we are diving into today. How to lead with calm when stakes are high, pressure is hot, and life feels like it's buffering. Because here's the truth: whether it is a tech glitch, a team crisis, or just one of those everything on fire days, calm is not optional for leaders, it is the foundation. If you have ever felt like you are the only thing standing between your team and total meltdown, this episode is for you. So buckle up, let's turn that chaos into clarity. You know, what's funny about leadership? Everyone wants to be called a great leader unless it's time to actually lead in crisis. Suddenly, it is less, I'm a captain now, and more, why is the ship on fire and where is my life vest? But here's the thing: whether it is metaphorical ship fire or just your third Zoom crash of the day, as a leader, your energy sets the tone. And that energy, well, that is contagious. Now, I'll get a little nerdy here for a second, right? It is not just an opinion, it's science. Ever heard of emotional contagion? Is the idea that your emotions spread faster than bad Wi Fi. Think about it. If you are broadcasting calm, steady energy, your team picks that up. They tune into your frequency. But if you are radiating panic, good Lord, don't be surprised when your team starts buffering emotionally. Rewind back to March 2020. Remember when the world collectively lost its mind? Everyone was panic buying toilet paper like we were preparing for a Charmin apocalypse. And then there was Jacinda Ardern Prime Minister of New Zealand. While everyone else was spiraling, this woman stepped up and led with calm and clarity. She did not sugarcoat the situation or overpromise, but she also did not add to the chaos. Her energy was steady, her tone reassuring but realistic. And guess what? That calm set tone for an entire nation. Now, that is leadership. Here's the truth: when you stay calm under pressure, you're not just managing a situation, you're modeling how your team should respond to it. Calm leadership don't just survive crisis, they win them. Why? Because while everyone else is stuck reacting, calm leaders are moving with intention, clarity, and control. All right, it's one thing to talk about calm leadership, but how do you actually do it? Because let's be honest, staying calm when everything else is on fire feels about as natural as trying to meditate in the middle of a kid's birthday party. But here's the good news: calm is a skill, not a personality trait. And like any skill, it is something you can practice. So it's time to get tactical in our segment. I call this the calm leadership checklist. It is a mental toolkit for keeping you cool when world feels like one giant dumpster fire. So step 1, stop, pause and reflect. Here's the deal. When chaos hits, your first instinct is to go do something, right? You want to jump in, fix the problem, save the day. But rushing into action without clarity, that is how you end up making these worse. Calm leaders don't react, they pause. They take 10 seconds, breathe, and ask themselves, what is the next best step? Not the perfect, not the forever step, just the next best one step. Step 2, decisiveness without drama. Let me tell you something. Calm leaders make decisions, not drama. If you are overreacting to every bump in the road, you're not leading, you're flying. Picture this: you are on a plane and the pilot comes over the intercom like, folks, we are definitely have some turbulence, and honestly, I'm freaking out back here. Are you feeling confident? No, right? You are grabbing the nearest flotation device and planning your exit. Now compare that to the pilot who says, we are hitting some bumps, but we have got you under control. Sit tight. That's calm leadership. It's about staying steady even when the ride gets rough. And step 3, focus on what you can control. You can't fix everything, but here is what you can do: control your tone, your clarity, and your next move. Think of it like driving in a storm. You can't control the rain, but you control how you steer. Calm leaders don't waste energy on things outside their control. They focus on what is inside their lane. Let me give you a real world example of this in action. Last week, I was leading a team meeting when out of nowhere, a 5-year-old burst into the room wearing a Superman cape and demanding snacks. Chaos, right? Well, if it was old me, we would have panicked, maybe even snapped at him. But instead, I hit pause, I looked at him, smiled, and said, Superman needs snacks, I guess. Let's get him some after this meeting. And just like that, chaos was averted. Everybody in the room laughed, including the mom of the kid who is a great friend of mine, and the meeting carried on. Was it a perfect moment? No, but it was a calm one. And that's the point. Calm leadership is not about having all answers, it is about creating enough stability for your team to find them together. Now, let's bring this back to you. Take a second and think about the last time you faced a high pressure situation. Did you react or did you lead? Be honest with yourself. Did your energy make things better or did it add to the chaos? And here is the challenge: the next time you feel pressure rising, whether it is a tech glitch, a tough conversation, or just one of those Everything is on fire days. Pause for 10 seconds, breathe, and ask yourself, what is the next best step? Just 10 seconds. That's all. That's all it takes to turn panic into progress. Okay. Calm leadership is not a luxury, it is necessity. In a world full of noise, your calm is the signal your team needs. It is the foundation of trust, the anchor in the storm, the quiet strength that says, we have got this. Because here's the thing, when you lead with calm, you're not just managing crisis, you're shaping culture. You're teaching your team how to navigate uncertainty with clarity, confidence, and resilience. So the question is, what kind of leader do you want to be? And I've shared this example before, the thermometer reacting to the heat or the thermostat setting the temperature. The choice is yours. And remember, calm is not just contagious, it is transformative. Here is your next move. DM me the words calm leader on LinkedIn. I'll send you the full calm leadership checklist. It's packed with practical tools to help you lead with clarity, no matter how chaotic things get. And hey, share this episode with someone who's been spiraling lately because we all know someone who could use a little more calm in their corner. So let's get real for a second. Think about the last time something really threw you off course. A client blew you up on a call. Your boss dropped a last minute deadline. Or maybe the universe just decided to test your patience with bumper to bumper traffic on the one day where you were already running late. Now, here's my question. Did you pause before reacting, or did you go full steam ahead into panic mode? Be honest and no judgment. That's about mindfulness. We have all been there. Calm is not some mystical, out of reach superpower for monks or people with really well behaved dogs. No, it is a skill. And like any skill, it takes practice. Good news, you don't need months of silent meditation to start building it. You just need a few practical tools. And I've got of them for you today. So grab a pen, or better yet, just commit these to memory because they are about to change the way you lead under pressure. All right. So the first tool, let's talk about your breath. Yeah, that thing you do 22,000 times a day without even thinking about it. But here is the kicker. When stress spikes, most of us forget how to breathe properly. Our breath gets shallow, our chest tightens, and suddenly we are one passive aggressive email away from losing it. That is where box breathing comes in. It's simple. Inhale for 5 counts, hold for 5 counts, and exhale for 5 counts. Picture it like drawing a box with your breath, right? 4 sides, 4 corners. It's like hitting the reset button on your brain. I know what you're thinking. Breathing, really? That's your big solution? Trust me, this works. Navy SEALs use it before high stake missions. If it can calm someone preparing to jump out of a helicopter, it can definitely help you survive your next tense team meeting. So, next time you feel that stress bubbling up, whether it's a passive aggressive Slack message or a full on fire drill, pause, box breathe, and watch how quickly your brain stops spiraling. Last week, I was out in LA in a workshop. Oh my God, that one quantum expansion. And we all started the day with box breathing. And guess who was organizing the box breathing? Jeremy Jackson himself. So think about how simple exercise that even the biggest clients that we have and our friends, we teach them to get the day started. All right, let's move on to tool two, internal scripts. Because let's face it, when things go sideways, your brain loves to narrate the chaos. Everything is falling apart. This is all my fault. There's no way I can fix it. I'm done. Yeah, that internal monologue, it's not helping. You have got to write the script. Instead of spiraling into what if everything goes wrong mode, ask yourself, what is the one thing I can do right now not to move forward? Notice I didn't say fix everything or solve the entire problem. Just move forward. What is one thing I can do right now to move forward? That one little shift from catastrophizing to problem solving gives your brain something productive to chew on. Say your team misses a deadline. Instead of thinking this is a disaster, you ask, what is the next best step? Maybe it is a quick regroup with your team or candid follow up with the client. Either way, you're shifting from reacting to responding. And there's the best part. When you model this kind of mindset for your team, they start picking it up. Your calm becomes their calm. Your clarity becomes the ripple effect that steadies the whole ship. And then the third tool, it's about routines because you can't always control the chaos around you, but you can control how you start your day. And the way you begin your morning, that sets the tone for everything that follows. Here is a catch. A reset routine does not have to be complicated. You don't need a 90-minute yoga session or a perfectly curated bulleted journal. It can be as simple as a quiet walk, jotting down three things you are grateful for, or even 5 minutes of silence before you check your phone. Here's a trick I've taught my younger kid when he was early teens and not that confident. Before you leave the house, just stand in a Superman posture in front of a big mirror and just look at yourself with three deep breaths of being a Superman. What I'm grateful for and what are my top priorities comes from the character that you're building. Maybe for you, it's pouring that first cup of coffee and sitting in silence for a few minutes. Maybe it is blasting your favorite playlist and dancing it out in the kitchen. Whatever it is, make it yours. Because how you start your day is how you show up as a leader. And calm leaders don't start their mornings in chaos. All right. So it's your turn now. It's your challenge. The next time something throws you off, big or small, pause for 90 seconds. That's nothing. But here's the thing, in 90 seconds, you can take three deep breaths. You can ask yourself, what is the next best step? You can recalibrate your energy before it spills into rest of the situation. And let me tell you, those 90 seconds, they are the difference between reacting like a thermometer, just responding to whatever heat is being thrown at you, or leading like a thermostat and setting the tone for everyone else. Let me leave you with this thought. Calm is not about waiting for chaos to end. Calm is not about waiting for the chaos to end. It is about learning to lead through it. It is about being that person your team looks to you when everything else feels out of control. Not because you have all the answers, but because you know how to set the tone. And remember, calm is contagious. It starts with you. So here's what I want you to do. Try one of these three tools this week, whether it is box breathing during tense moment, rewriting your internal script to reframe your brain as you start the monologue. Just one simple thing. If you got a calm leadership win, big or small, I want to hear from you. DM me on LinkedIn and with the words calm leader. And let's talk about how you're putting these tools into action. Who knows? Your story might just inspire someone else to find their calm too. All right, let's take a breather there because staying calm under pressure is not exactly a graceful art form, is it? It is not like those serene Instagram influencers meditating on a mountaintop with perfect lighting. No. Real life calm leadership is messy, it's clunky. It is you trying to channel inner peace while your Slack notifications are going off like a fire alarm. And let's be honest, have you ever tried meditating when your phone is buzzing with, hey, just circling back on these emails? You are sitting there like, I would love to circle back to my sanity. Or how about this? You're leading a team meeting trying to keep everyone focused, And then somebody enters mid presentation, dressed head to toe like a Spider Man, holding a banana like its latest weapon. And he's not just standing there quietly. Oh no, he's demanding a snack like he's negotiating a hostage situation. You pause, try not to laugh and think, well, at least Spider Man's here to save the day. Calm in moments like that. Oh, it's hanging on by a thread. But you know what? That is the point. Calm leadership is not about perfection, it is about progress. It is about finding that tiny gap between chaos and clarity and laughing at how ridiculous things can get sometimes. People think calm leaders are these stoic, unshakable figures who never flinch under pressure. But let me tell you the truth. Calm leadership is not about walking around like you are auditioning for the role of Zen Master 3 in a Marvel movie. It is about being human. Take last week, for example. I was on a call. Halfway through, my neighbor decided it was perfect time to fire a leaf blower. Now, I don't know what he was blowing because there wasn't a single leaf in sight. But there he was, going at it like he was auditioning for a new Chainsaw Massacre sequel. So what do I do? I had choice of getting lost, losing it, and getting flustered. But mostly I laughed because what else can I do? Sometimes you just have to laugh at the absurdity of life and keep moving forward. Calm leadership is not about eliminating chaos. It's about leading through it. It's about showing your team that even when things get messy, you can still keep moving forward. And here's the magic of it. When you let yourself laugh at chaos, you give your permission to do the same. You create this ripple effect where everything feels like a less heavy and a little more manageable. And suddenly that stress ball of a situation doesn't feel so overwhelming. So next time life throws you a curveball, whether it's Slack chaos or Spider-Man snack demand or a leaf blower symphony, remember this. Calm leadership is not about having it all together. It is about showing up, laughing when you can, and leading through the mess anyway. Okay, let's start with the thermometer. You know this leader. Maybe you have been this leader. The thermometer reacts to whatever happening around them. The team stress goes up. Their stress skyrockets. Team energy dips. They are dragging by 10 a.m. It's like they are just mirroring the chaos with no control over their own temperature. But then think about the thermostat. It doesn't react. It sets the temperature. It decides, hey, this room feels like a 95-degree panic attack. I'm dialing it back to cool, steady 72. Calm leaders don't let external chaos dictate their internal state. Instead, they show up with clarity and composure, and that steadiness spreads. Right? But when calm leader is not just about surviving turbulence, it's about what happens after. When you lead with calm, you're not just managing situation, you're building a trust. Your team watches how you handle pressure and they take their cues from you. And here is the ripple effect. Permission to think. When you stay calm, you give your team space to pause and think instead of reacting. Safe to experiment. Your calm creates a safe environment for innovation and a culture of resilience. Over time, your calm becomes part of your team's DNA. They start handling challenges with same clarity and same composure as you have modeled. Right? Let's bring this back to something we all experience: Zoom fatigue. You know those marathon days where one meeting bleeds into the next, and by four, three people look like they have aged 10 years. Now imagine if you are leading one of those meetings. Your team is drained, their cameras are off, and you're trying to rally them with big ideas. If you show up frazzled, talking too fast, rushing through slides, and letting your own stress leak out, guess what? You are just broadcasted chaos. But if you take a moment to reset, acknowledge the energy in the room, and lead with calm, you are setting a different tone. You might say something like, all right, I know it's been a long day. Let's take a deep breath together and focus on what matters right now. That one moment of calm, it shifts the entire energy of the meeting. It pulls people out of their fatigue and into the present. That's the ripple effect of calm leadership. All right, here's the moment that matters most. What are you going to do with this? Because listening is great, nodding along, cool, but leadership happens in doing. So here's your today move, your micro action that can completely shift how you show up when chaos hits. Remember the three tools I just shared: 90 seconds, box breathing, writing specifically how to reframe your mind when you get in chaos, and try the tools, and we'll come back and have more discussion about it. Thank you for listening again. You're listening to Mindful Leadership. I'm your host, Singh, on the Transformation Network. Have a great day. Till next week.
Thank you for watching Mindful Leadership Transforming Lives. With me, your host, Singh. We are honored to have you join us on this journey to explore the transformative power of mindfulness, emotional intelligence, and authentic leadership. Tune in every week on transformationtalkradio.com at noon Pacific on Tuesdays, where we will continue to explore how mindful leadership can create a ripple effect of positive changes in your life and lives of those you influence. This show is dedicated to helping you lead with purpose, presence, and passion. Whether you're navigating the complexities of business, building strong connection with your team, or striving to make a meaningful impact in the world around you. To learn more about the show, access additional resources, or dive deeper, visit singpowerupcoach.com. Remember, leadership isn't just about what you do, it's about who you are. Let's continue to transform lives together, one mindful moment at a time. See you next week.